It's probably good for us to start and ask, why do we use foot orthoses? Why do we prescribe them? Do foot orthoses help control motion? Do they have a shock attenuation effect? Do they have a neurosensory effect? And the focus of our discussion is going to be on the use of orthotics to control either excessive foot mobility or to control foot posture. For 22 years, when I was at Northern Arizona University in the School of Physical Therapy, I did all the foot orthotic management for the intercollegiate athletic program there, and we were a Division I school. So we had roughly 400 athletes on scholarship. Of that 400 athletes, I probably saw in my clinic around 100 to 120 a year. Seeing those athletes, those 100 to 120 athletes, I made orthotics for about half. So it's very obvious that the majority of orthotics made, at least for an athletic population, is going to be controlling foot posture or mobility or changing foot position or foot posture. We have to start to think about what are the theories for using foot orthoses for motion or posture control. The biomechanical paradigm is the classic reason for using foot orthoses, and it's based on the hypothesis that excessive foot pronation or a flat foot posture is a major contributor to lower limb injuries. But there are two additional paradigms for trying to explain the use of foot orthoses for overuse injuries: shock attenuation paradigm and the neurosensory paradigm. Shock attenuation, the foot orthotic is acting as a cushioning interface between the ground, shoe, and the foot. Neurosensory, the foot orthoses is now acting as a sensory modulator or providing or modulating afferent input through the plantar surface of the foot. In her study, the one done by Mills in 2010, she included slides that focused strictly on the mechanism of action, not efficacy, not how well they work clinically, but did they mechanically do what they were supposed to do. She reported on the effectiveness for foot orthoses for motion control, shock attenuation, and neurosensory. What did she find? What were her findings for motion control? That posted molded and posted non-molded orthoses have a significant effect of decreasing rear foot eversion. I just want to provide you with a little data from studies that we've been doing here with runners. And you can see that this runner who has orthotics, she's in lightweight trainers with no orthotics, and we can see that the amount of pronation that we measure is 15.5 degrees. Here, she's wearing the same lightweight trainers, but with her custom orthotics, and the degree of change is 14.8. Here, she's using a motion control shoe with her orthotics, and the change is roughly 14.2 degrees. So we can see that there is some modification, but not by any means a great amount. And this is the custom orthotic that she was using. You can see rear foot posting with substantial amount of cork and also a rigid plate with a soft top cover. What about the neurosensory effect? From my own experience fitting orthotics for the last 30 years, I believe there is a strong neurosensory component. But I want to make a point here. When you look at the brain, and we look at the areas in the brain that are responsible for both sensory and motor control, you see here there's a tremendous amount of the brain dedicated to the hand and to the face. Relatively small amount to the foot. But when we go to the sensory, we see what? A very, very large amount. As I said before, there are close to 6,000 to 8,000 sensory organs on the bottom of the foot that are providing sensory information. And we have to suspect that a foot orthotic is also causing some stimulation of those sensory organs.